hate All for One even more than I previously did. Great. Anyways, hey guys, it's Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another My Hero Academia chapter review for you guys. And man, is All for One something. He is just an evil bastard. This man makes me hate him even more. Also, Deku can use Faux as a way to be able to use power damn near similar to 100% one for all. Let's talk about it. Anyways, guys, yeah, let's get to this manga chapter. Now, obviously, typically I would either... Now, the reason why this manga chapter isn't going up earlier than it should have been, the reasoning behind that is, well, obviously I was watching the Clippers game and they won today, but now I'm making this review. But let's do this. So this is My Hero Academia manga chapter 315 titled Platitudes. You reading the official stuff, so let's get into it. Now the chapter starts off with Overhaul and Lady Nagant after, I'm guessing, they left Tartaros, and they're getting their stuff and gear ready and things like that. And Overhaul is like, I know the kid and stuff like that, and he's the one that messed up my plans back then and stuff like that, and he's got a real case of severe hero syndrome and stuff like that. So that's when Overhaul is like, look, I'll help you identify the kid under one condition: you take me back to see the boss and stuff like that. And well, and even Nagant's like, look, I'm not here to pick up your petty grudges or anything. And he's like, no, I forget about that. That's in the past. I just want to see the boss, which we know he's the boss that put the boss in the coma and stuff like that. So that's when you just see him like, I'm sorry, boss. I'm sorry, obviously apologizing for what he did. Now, Nagant makes her rifle arm look like legit something out of, funny enough, somebody said in a review, something out of Resident Evil or something like that, like a bioweapon, like rifle gun, like something Nemesis would have or some shit. But that's when, again, like at the end of the last chapter when Overhaul was screaming out to her, he's like, look, can you take me to see the damn boss now? Like, really, I need to see my boss. Like, you found the kid, just take me to the boss and everything and stuff like that. Now, Nagant's like, this, even though I just loaded up my gun like crazy, this puts a risk at my rifle jamming, but I gotta up the shot velocity. Now she replies to Deku saying, your hero education taught you to have one thing above anything else. No matter who the victim is, if your own screw up gets him killed, they'll essentially be on you, essentially saying like, if you let somebody die, well, guess what? Your mind's gonna be all destroyed and you're just gonna be all a thing and stuff like that. And that's the thing what she's trying to do. She's trying to throw Deku's mind if she can get Overhaul to be at risk and everything. But then that's when Deku, using his black whip, starts going at, he uses black whip like a whip where he's, charging up. And then this is when we go into more detail with Faux, his quirk. And essentially, Faux, repeated movements build up motion-based energy for temporary storage release. Now, Deku, in his head is thinking, while I get shot at, I flex and extend my legs to protect myself and store up that energy. Plus, one for all, 45%. Plus, centrifugal force. Everyone in my generation can picture it. And the sight of All Might moving faster than a speeding bullet. Deku does this whole move. Now, in the unofficial translations, they called it pseudo 100% one for all. But in the official translations on Viz, it called it Fox 100%. Essentially, the thing is, Deku, thanks to Faux, stores up enough energy to make it like to the point where he's just using 45% one for all, but because of Faux, because the storage of energy in Fa Jin is making it look like if he's doing one for all at 100%. He's not doing this. So essentially, this is a way where Deku can use one for all and use in a way where the impacts and the blows and the strikes he does with it can register to like a 100% one for all attack. And the thing is, he won't get damaged. He won't take the brunt of the attack, which is just insane of the fact that, my God, Deku thought of the fact that he can use Fa Jin as a way to dish out 100% like strikes and not get the blowback, not break his arms, not hurt himself by going all out with 100% one for all, which is just a genius idea. And this makes Fa Jin even a more dangerous quirk in Deku's arsenal than it already is for people he's going up against. Because now he can essentially just store up energy, and in one attack store so much energy up, it feels like he's given like 100% Detroit Smash. Or what we see later in this chapter, like essentially a 100% Manchester Smash, even though it's not really at 100%. It's 45% one for all, just the brunt and the force of the attack feels as if he's giving somebody 100% of his power, which is pretty crazy. So anyways, Deku charges in like a speeding bullet. He manages to get past the bullet and push Overhaul out of the way before the bullet actually hits Overhaul. And this shocks Lady Nagant. She's like, there's no way this kid could catch up to my bullet like that. And stuff like that. And, you know, it's crazy because it's like, what the? She's like, there's no way, this dude's crazy. So then Deku, he's like, look, Overall, we'll talk later. Let me take care of this. So then he black whips again to the building and he's going at Lady Nagant. Now, this one Deku in his inner monologue and says this: I was using one for all at 45%, Danger Sense, Smokescreen, Block Whip, Fa Jin, and Flow. And I switched them on and off in rapid succession. But it was too much to process all at once and my body froze up. Having learned that lesson a second ago, I narrowed it down to using just one for all, Black Whip, and Fa Jin. So we see that Deku realizes, like, look, I'm not capable enough of using all these quirks at the same time. I still need to train and get better at that, which makes sense. Like, you know, even though Deku has all these quirks and he's getting better at using these quirks, I like the fact how Horikoshi made it to where Deku, even though he's got, you know, he's understanding how the quirks function, he's making it to where Deku is not to the point where he can use these quirks right like this, like a snap of his finger right then and there. Like, it throws him off his game and makes him get himself into a little bit of trouble. And it goes to show that Deku's not ready yet to do essentially 6 quirks or 5 quirks right now, really at the same time, because that's just gonna mess with your head. Like, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? You know, and it's throwing his body into disarray. So that's when he didn't narrow it down. It's like, okay, let me use 3 quirks at a time compared to 5 quirks at a time. And honestly, it's working better. So he narrowed it down to just one for all, Black Whip, and Fa Jin. Which, again, I like it. It makes it to where they're making it Deku not too OP, but still powerful enough to be like, okay, I can use 3 quirks here at one time in rapid succession, going back and forth between these 3 quirks and stuff like that, and still using all of them. Now, I envision Deku is going to get better at using all the other quirks in rapid succession together, so he doesn't have to be like, should I use this? Should I use this? Should I use this? And stuff like that. Now, what happens next is Nagant charges up at him, and Deku realizes, I still got 1 leg's worth of Fa Jin stored up. So then Deku, thanks to his Black Whip, zooms down, he gets behind Lady Nagant, and as he's zooming down, he kicks Lady Nagant with a Fox or pseudo 100% Manchester Smash, and it absolutely destroys Lady Nagant's rifle arm. Like, it's all bent and everything, and he's like, your gun is busted. It's over for you. Give up and stuff like that. And that's when Lady Nagant has a little inner monologue within herself, and she's like, he didn't even hesitate for a second. Like, she's like, he went to save Overhaul on instinct, and then he went and came over and took me down. Like, he did this with no hesitation at all. He didn't have to think about this, you know? And she like I said, even as I'm reading the chapter, she goes on to say, like, he recognized an enemy for who he was and still leapt into action like it was the natural thing to do and stuff like that. And that's when she's like, when was it, I wonder? Then she kind of flashes back to what the Hero Safety Commission president said to her and stuff like that. And then she goes along and is like, when did the platitudes start making me want to puke? And as she's falling to the ground, that's when Deku grabs her hand, and Deku replies by saying, the shot that was headed for Overhaul was off by a bit. And if you really were allied with All For One and his brand of evil, your very first shot would have hit my lower body and stopped me cold. He goes on to tell her, like, look, I know you've been through the darkness. I know you've seen everything dark. But I know there's like at least one good way you can be brought back into the light. And he's like, listen, please join the heroes again. Please fight on our side. You know, I can see, even though you were a villain, you still deep down in your heart have that hero side of you and stuff like that. And that's when Lady Nagant reflects, and she's like, wow, what a kid. Or as she says in here, what a guy. I don't know if that means she's simping over him or something, but essentially in the next panel, that's when she's like, Izuku Midoriya, you truly are, well, that's what the unofficial translation said there, you truly are, where she was about to, essentially, she was about to acknowledge Deku as saying, like, you're the embodiment of what a hero should be like, and I can respect that. But then you see your body start lighting up, and then it cuts over to All For One, and that's when this man All For One is like, the soul is far too fickle, which is why I added a failure clause to your contract. And essentially, Lady Nagant just blows up, and you just see her body just burnt and turned into a crisp and everything. And All For One, as the chapter's ending off saying, to the very end, you were just a tool to be used. Curse your blessing of a quirk, if you must. Alas, the hapless, woeful Lady Nagant. And lo and behold, the chapter ends off with Hawks flying in, saying, Nagant, do not die on me yet. And that's where the chapter ends off, and the next chapter won't hit till next week, so no break. I'm still shocked. We're getting all this crazy action. Horror is giving us no break. So it's gonna be next chapter on June 13th, which is next Sunday. But let me talk about this whole All For One stuff before I get off and end the video. After I saw this, All For One is just a despicable character. And again, furthers the point that he is just a manipulative individual that doesn't care about people that join his side. Like, he uses his manipulative, his seduction-like tactics to lure you in and essentially tempts you. And then, you know, when he tempts you and you fail, he just doesn't go to assist. He just turns on you. And the fact that he's like, I knew you were probably going to change sides. Well, fine. Here you go. Explosion. Now, we don't know what he did. From what I've been seeing in the My Hero Academia community of what happened is maybe he could have given a sort of failsafe to Nagant, where maybe he had a quirk where it's like a detonation type quirk where the moment he touches you and he can feel that you failed, well, guess what? You know, you failed? All right, time to blow you up. And that's what he did. Maybe there's a quirk where it's like he touches you, you blow up if you don't follow his orders or something like that and don't go fully through with those orders. So it's gonna be very interesting to see that. Also, it's very interesting how the fuck he knew Nagant failed, as well as, again, how did he make Nagant blow up? But again, it goes to show you that All For One just gets these people in his circle and just uses them. You know, he's just using them. That's why I feel like when Shigaraki has 100% All For One within him, All For One's going to take over his body because he used Shigaraki as a pawn, so then he can use Shigaraki's body to extend even longer, and stuff like that. I still believe that All For One's going to control Shigaraki's body 100% when Shigaraki's body has all for one 100% within him and stuff like that. And I feel like he's gonna use it to use Shigaraki's body to be like, I got a younger body now, so I can live on for even more decades than my previous body could, and stuff like that. But it goes to show you, All For One is a crafty son of a bitch, and he is just one evil son of a bitch as well. And this guy, he just makes me hate her. Now, obviously, again, one other thing before I end off the chapter, the one question is Lady Nagant going to be dead or alive? Now, I don't know. I feel like Lady Nagant will probably come out of this still alive, probably on the brink of death. But I feel like it's going to be to the point where she might be out of commission for maybe the rest of the arc or the rest of the story, to be honest, unless they have her shockingly come back. Because the reason why I say that is because her rifle arm was busted thanks to Deku, and then she was very badly damaged from the explosion from All For One. So I feel like she's gonna be alive, or she's gonna stay alive, just barely, but she's gonna be probably out of commission, and she might either have to retire forcibly because of the damage she took, or maybe she might be able to rectify what she did, become a hero again. It's just she might be limited. Or hey, what I say is maybe she actually does turn to the good side of good, and maybe she ends up becoming the new reformed Hero Safety Commission and the president of the new, what I would say, the Hero Safety Commission. I feel like that would be a good role for her, because then she could be like, I can change the mistakes and make Hero Society much more better, along with the help of Deku in this reformed Hero Society than what I was experienced to when I was younger and stuff like that. I feel like if she pulls through and if she has to retire from the action, I feel like she could be the new reformed Safety Commission president, where she runs the new reform redone Hero Society Safety Commission, to where she oversees it and she doesn't make other heroes forcibly have to do the dark things that she had to do. I think would make complete sense. They go that direction at the end of the story, and that would end off her character right then and there. I think that would be a perfect way to do a full circle of her character, and things like that. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens there. I thought this chapter was great. I like the fact that now Deku with Faux has a way to be like, I can use 100%, one for all without it damaging my body, and I'm using it at lower 100%. Or I'm using it at lower 100 or one for all levels. So gonna be definitely interesting. Also, Deku is gonna have to learn to be better with the combination of the different quirks and stuff like that. So other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the All For One. What do you think he did to make Lady Nagant blow up? What are your thoughts on Deku's pseudo 100%? As well as, what are your thoughts on my prediction of what I said Nagant could possibly be if she stays alive? And do you guys believe she'll stay alive, or will she die? Other than that, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia content. And till then, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there, and hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day or night when you come to this video. Till then, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys later. Till then, guys, peace.